All right, we are live, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children over the age of 18. Pro Wrestling Kingpin proudly presents to you Smacktalk episode 23, The Road to Summerslam. Once again, I am joined by my amazing co-hosts. Number one, AOK Gaming Angel, the best Twitch gamer in the world. Welcome back once again. How you feeling today, my man?
Feeling good, dude. I got some exciting speed news this episode. Some exciting
Here we go already. All right, we got some exciting speed news on the horizon. Angel will get his time. And once again, of course, we are joined by the other king in pro wrestling, the king of the wrestling trolls, Gonzo. How are you doing, my man?
I just had to steal my dog's squeaky toy, so he's pissed at me at the moment.
There we go. Real quick, for those of you that are listening on Spotify, on Thursdays, Gonzo is a big LA Knight fan, yet Angel is the one that wears the merch. I just want to point that out there.
Yeah.
He's got a yeah shirt, and Gonzo's just a fake fan. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, here we go. Once again, we are back with episode 23. It's pretty amazing how far we've come along. Real quick, for those of you that this is the first time listening to us, we don't normally do it on Thursdays, but I was not feeling well yesterday. So just to let you guys know, this is a WWE podcast / live stream that we do every Wednesday night, live on YouTube and Twitch, 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, not on Thursday, but I was dying yesterday, my slow death. So we are doing it today on Thursday, and you could also listen to us if you don't like watching our ugly faces on Spotify. It is usually posted on Thursdays, but it will be posted tomorrow on Friday. We got a pretty packed show for you guys tonight. We are on the road to SummerSlam once again. We're going to reference some TNA NXT crossovers. We're going to play a little bit of guest wrestler. David doesn't seem like he could get a win ever. But before we do it, I wanted to do a new segment for you guys. I didn't tell you about it. I just did it. I did Commissioner Powers. Angel knows what that's all about. So once again, I wrote this show for yesterday, guys, so bear with me. So I wanted to do an on this day in wrestling history. We're not going to really talk about it. I'm just going to reference what happened. So all my on this day was for July 17th, not 18th. So we're going to pretend that it was the 17th. Real quick, Riverdog says we're going to play guest wrestler. It's going to be Chris Jericho. You guys can never use that, by the way, because I guess it's expected. But anyway, on this day, for the elders watching, we got a lot of elders that watch. In 1976, the NWA World Heavyweight Champion Terry Funk, we all know who Terry Funk is, defeated NWA Tri-State North American Heavyweight Champion Bill Watts. And the reason why this is referenced, it was by TKO. So I thought that was pretty interesting. You don't really see that happen often in pro wrestling. I thought that was pretty cool. In 1994, this is more our era, guys, WCW held their first Bash at the Beach pay-per-view in Orlando. This was also the first ever pay-per-view singles match between Hogan and Ric Flair, first time ever. And it was for the Heavyweight Championship. Hulk Hogan came out with Shaquille O'Neal, Jimmy Hart, and Mr. T in his corner, which is pretty crazy, and defeated Ric Flair for the WCW World Heavyweight Championship. I thought that was pretty cool. And lastly, the most obvious one, in 2011, CM Punk beat John Cena at Money in the Bank and walked out with the championship. And there you see him kissing Vince McMahon goodbye when he walked out in 2011. So I thought that was pretty cool moments. I don't know what you guys think about all that, but I thought those were cool moments in wrestling history that should be recognized. And maybe we'll do this again next week. What do you guys think?
Yeah, forgot about that CM Punk moment. That was pretty cool.
Yep. Blew a kiss to Vince McMahon's face as he walked out with no contract. So that was pretty cool. But if you guys have anything else you want to talk about, anything I just said, let's hit the road to SummerSlam. So we have a few confirmed matches already. Damn, that was 13 years ago. I feel old. We are all old, bro. Imagine the WCW stuff that we just read of the Terry Funk for the elders. They're old AF. So there's that. All right. So once again, guys, we're on the road to SummerSlam. So what I want to do tonight is kind of break down the feuds, what we got so far of these confirmed matches. How do you guys feel about that? Sounds good? Great, because I wrote the show. All right. So World Heavyweight Championship match, confirmed match. We got Damian Priest versus Gunther. Angel, we had a face-to-face with them. this past week on Monday Night Raw. What'd you think about that face to face?
It was pretty good. It's finally happened actually, because we've pretty much known this was gonna happen. Even when Damon first got the belt, we kind of knew that this was going to be the case, but this was pretty good back and forth. Seemed to start off, when they first started speaking before Raw this week, it was kind of like friendly respect, a couple little jabs, and now they've escalated it to full on, I'm going to beat your ass, you're lower than me, this, that, and the next. And they both went back and forth with their little sticks of, how they're better than the other guy. And it's going to be exciting because these are two big dudes, but they know how to wrestle pretty well. Damian moves pretty well in the ring. I know he's almost been hurt a couple times, but and then Gunther's just been on a tear pretty much since he's entered WWE itself, and before that, you've been following him for a long time, so Marc. But I think it's going to be pretty good. I don't know who's going to win yet. We'll go to our predictions at a later time, obviously, but yeah, it's going to be really interesting. I'm excited for it though. I like both these wrestlers.
Yeah, we'll do our prediction show at a later time. I thought the face-to-face was good. I mean, it's something that was needed because for some reason Gunther just disappeared for a month, and that this feud is this match is probably the match as of right now. Even though I love, me and Angel are actually pretty much Damian Priest advocates here. It's probably the match that I'm least excited for, even though I love both of these guys in this match, just because the buildup has kind of been lackluster. We have seen signs like Angel referenced, even prior to Damian Priest cashing in Money in the Bank, they had that face-to-face when Gunther still held the Intercontinental Championship, a couple months ago. And it's just like, since that happened, Gunther lost his belt and he's just been MIA. So the feud is not hot in comparison to many other feuds on this card. Gonzo, what do you think about this feud going into it?
Damian Priest is trash. So I will bow down in respect to my almighty Gunther.
King of the wrestling shows right now, living up to his name.
It's not trolling when it's true.
Derek, the guy, says Gonzo is a king of the trolls. That's correct. Gunther wins by DQ. Okay, we'll save that for the prediction show, but okay. I mean, Gunther by DQ. You mean Priest retains by DQ because Gunther gets, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, I think he means Priest.
I don't know what that means. And right here it says, nope, we love a Priest hater around here, I guess. Whatever. Yeah, I mean, I just, like I said, this feud right now is not hot in comparison to everything else that's on this card. But I thought it did get personal real quick, and I thought the face-to-face was pretty solid. Gunther, referencing what he always does, saying that he lacks prestige with the title, that he needs to bring this championship back to what once Seth Rollins had it, and basically saying Damian's an embarrassment as champion. So, I mean, I thought that got pretty real pretty quick because you could see Damian just, in his face, like, okay. So hopefully the match is going to be physical, but as of right now, I mean, they need to do something next coming weeks to make it more interesting, I guess. I mean, if that's what you guys want to say about it. But I don't know. We don't know. We'll save it for the prediction show. But unless you guys have anything else you want to say about the World Heavyweight Championship, we'll move on to the next match on the card. You guys have anything else you want to say?
Do you think there's a potential for any type of interference in this match, or do you think it's going to be clean all the way through?
I think. Well, I mean, I guess I'll give you my prediction right now. I think Gunther's going to win because I think that's when everything hits the fan with Judgment Day. I think this whole SummerSlam card is going to be Judgment Day turns. Later on, I mean, this is getting ahead of myself, but I think Dom eventually aligns with himself with Liv, and I think the rest of the Judgment Day turn on Damian Priest at this point. That's just me. I think it's time. You've teased it for way too long, and if it wasn't going to happen, at Money in the Bank during that match of him being kicked out of the Judgment Day, I think it happens at SummerSlam. So, what do you guys think, Gonzo? You're pondering there. I see you thinking about it. Do you think it happens?
Just like the trash that Damian Priest is, Gunther will not have any outside interference. It will be an internal implosion because that's what trash does. It gets in the way of itself. It's all mixed together and it's useless.
Dude, I don't understand.
Gunther removed his own member, Vinci.
That's right.
Yeah.
And where has Kaiser been?
Oh,
So-
Braun Breaker
He's
decided
hurt.
to end his career. So
Kaiser's
He's
hurt.
hurt.
Kaiser's hurt. Yeah.
Right. So, I mean,
He came out. He's still part of Imperium. At the bottom of his name, it still said Imperium. So Imperium's still a thing. And I still think, what's his name? I still think Dragunov goes to Imperium. But
you could have whoever you want besides Damian Priest in this match. I will still bow down to Gunther's rule. So it's still bullshit that he lost to that IC title to that trash monkey Sami Zayn. So I'm still bitter about that too.
So for reference, guys, I remember a day when I sent a video to Gonzo, who didn't really start watching NXT till recently, about Gunther, and he said the same thing about Gunther being trash back then. So,
oh wow,
there's that.
That was like 2 years ago when he weighed
That was like
500
a
pounds.
year ago. That was like a year ago. So, but we'll see. Maybe he'll come around. Damian Priest. All right. So real quick before we move on, let me see. Gunther wins by DQ, but Priest keeps the belt. Very interesting. Judgment Day interference. Jesus Gonzo, tell us how you really feel. Yeah, the troll is out, guys. The troll is out. All right, moving on. The next confirmed match for SummerSlam, we have the WWE Women's Championship. Bayley defending against Nia Jax with Tiffy Time in her corner. So this past week, we saw an attempted cash in by Tiffy. I wanted to reference that, and Nia Jax kind of stopped her and said, "What the hell are you doing?" But what do you guys think of the feud leading up to this match between Bayley and Nia Jax? Gonzo, let's get your input real quick.
Nia's had some brief screen time, and so she's not been overly utilized, which I thought has been helpful for her. And because she's quote unquote special, right? She's the queen of the ring. Every once in a while, you're going to introduce her. The fact that Tiffy was contemplating whether or not to cash in was actually pretty humorous. And that confrontation that both she and then Nia had was actually pretty rewarding, not going to lie. And so it's within Tiffy Time's nature to be an opportunist, so it fits quite nicely. Now, as far as the build between Bayley and Nia, I mean, there's history that's been there for 7 months now. So it's not like this is something that just happened maybe a week ago or a month ago. This has been a gradual build. Now, am I excited about it? I'm actually more excited to see what Tiffy does, to be truthful with you, as far as being deceptive and an opportunistic individual. So now, as far as who wins this match, I wouldn't be mad if Bayley lost. I wouldn't be excited if Nia won. It's all about Tiffy time. So who would I rather see her wrestle? I would rather her see wrestling Bayley, but that's kind of where I'm at. More in a neutral position.
Angel, how do you feel about this feud going into SummerSlam?
I want Nia to win.
Say that again.
I think Bayley. I want Nia to win.
One more time for all of my trolls.
Oh my god!
You get what you want, and then you want to rub it in.
I know, like
what you like.
Angel's about to lay the smackdown on you, bro.
God. Anyway, yeah, I want Nia to win this because obviously those stories are gonna be way more compelling with her with the belt and our girl Tiffy with the case. That's gonna be way more exciting, way more fun. I think it's still possible to be like a three-way dynamic between them, even if she loses, because I'm sure she'll still keep going for the belt. But I'm kind of tired of Nia coming up second for these belts and just kind of lingering after she loses. That's kind of been her thing for the past year, and I think she deserves this belt. I mean, she's queen of the ring. No one can really beat her. She beat Jade. I mean, she's on a roll, so she shouldn't really lose to Bayley. Even though Bayley's great, she's had an okay run, I think. She hasn't been too exciting. She's done a lot of friendly, fun stuff like Naomi and stuff. Like those matches, the triple threat was okay. But I just want Nia to win this, and then we'll see how more exciting it can get. So that's how I feel about it.
To take Gonzo's phrase, to be truthful with you, I think it really doesn't matter. I think the story here is going to be Tiffy. I don't think she's going to cash in. I really think Nia Jax should win. I agree with Angel, but I think Bayley will retain. I think it's going to be a good match, and I agree with Angel's point that I feel like Nia Jax finally deserves something. However, she just became queen of the ring, and that's a big deal in WWE. And as much as I want to see her as champion, I don't think they're going to take it off of Bayley quite yet. So I think they're gonna play into the storyline that we just saw on SmackDown, with Tiffy like attempting to cash in. I think maybe there's a point in time where maybe Nia Jax and Bailey are down, and Tiffy once again gets in the ring and contemplates cashing in. Nia Jax gets up and gets distracted by that, and I think that's how Bailey retains. So I'm gonna go the out of the box route here. Even though I do also, oh my God, I do feel like Nia Jax might win, but I think they're gonna play more into that Tiffy. And Gonzo did reference it is Tiffy time, but I don't think it's Tiffy time yet. I think she's gonna be catting a little bit for Nia Jax for the foreseeable future. I think Tiffy holds on to this for a few months. And I think they keep playing into that story of, okay, should I cash in? This little playful, what's going on, and not knowing when to cash in, when's the right moment. I think that story is going to be played for a little bit, especially since Drew McIntyre cashed in immediately. Money in the Bank briefcase cash in is always a great storyline that drags out. And drags out is a bad word, that they utilize throughout the year, because it's just another storyline, whether it's big or small, it's there because you always have that wondering, when is it going to happen? How's it going to happen? Who's it going to happen on? You know what I mean? And if you take them away right away, that's a guaranteed long story that you lose. So especially with everything that how they've been booking Tiffy, I don't think it's time for her to be in the limelight right now. So that's just me. Anything else you guys want to add to this feud before we move on?
No,
Did
I
we-
was gonna say the same thing you did about the Money in the Bank can't be used right now because then you have no Money in the Bank for like 10 months. So there's no shot she can use it like right now.
Yeah, but I think they just continue with the teases. I mean, that's what it is. Gonzo, you're going to say something?
I was just going to ask you if you got Angel's demand that Nia wins this, so that way I can come back to it later in audio recordings.
Oh, I'll clip it for you. Jesus Christ.
Moving on.
We got damn.
I want to be a
Angel's-
Bailey fan.
All right, so if Bailey wins, you know you're gonna get roasted in 2 weeks, right, Gonzo? Like that's it. Like he's gonna
That's
come
not
in
me.
here.
Hey.
I'm just saying.
All
right. All right, whatever. So let's move on to the Raw Women's World Heavyweight Championship. Liv Morgan defending against Rhea Ripley. This is also a confirmed match. Rhea Ripley is back. She has been, trying to be courted by Dom again. Judgment Day dominated Raw once again with storytelling and all these segments, which I feel like it's getting a little much now. I mean, they had how many segments? Angel counted, I believe. He had like 8 segments or 7 segments.
No, I was exaggerating. I think it was like 5 for sure.
Yeah,
like 5.
It was crazy. However, this is exciting that Rhea Ripley's returning. So let's talk about this feud going up, because I can tell you right now, before I give it to you guys, I said earlier that Damian Priest and Gunther's feud has been lackluster, even though Gunther's been gone. Same way as CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. CM Punk has been gone, Gunther has been gone, but the feuds have stayed alive. I mean, but the feud has stayed alive with those guys, not with Gunther and Damian Priest though. But this feud has been stayed alive. Referencing when Rhea comes back, the wrath that she's gonna have. Liv has been taking over pretty much Judgment Day, doing everything she can to steal Dom. So I'm very excited for this match. But Gonzo, what do you feel about this feud leading up to it? What do you think about it? And we'll go from there. Go ahead.
I don't think there's enough nuggies in the world to protect Liv from mommy at this point. Monday Night Judgment Day is annoying. Unfortunately,
That's what it is.
That's what
That's
a hater
exactly what
sounds
it
like.
is.
You can join the trash crew. I don't agree with that.
But you're shitting on Damian though.
Monday Night Live and Monday Night Mommy is everything right now. You can't tell me that for months that people have not wanted to see this. This again is another feud that has months in the building. Mm-hmm. One injury led to a second injury.
A year in building. A year. When Rhea injured Liv, and now Liv injured Rhea when she came back. So it's been a year.
Right. Yeah, right
this
when
has
Liv
been
came back, Rhea pretty much got hurt like almost right after. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This has been wonderful, entertaining trash television, and I can't get enough of it. So I blame my wife now for corrupting my puny mind with nonstop reality TV, and that's what we got this entire Raw. What is it, 45 minutes of just story, a single match, and then another 45 minutes of build-up. I was actually all for that, to be truthful with you.
Well, I mean, I think you watched on Hulu. You're gonna have to stop watching on Hulu. We'll talk about that later.
I'm commercial free, so this was actually nice because last week I actually watched SmackDown for the first time with commercials. That was awful. It was a commercial every 2 seconds. So if it means me missing something, I'd rather miss something.
All right, Derek, the guy. I love Rhea and Liv stuff, but don't want to see the JD Mc don't do nothing or Damian Carlito on my screen ever. That's not cool.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, there you go. That's not cool at all. That's not cool at all. But yeah, the feud is just on fire. Angel, what else do you want to say about it?
I guess I don't want to put a damper on it, but
Go ahead.
it's great and exciting. I love Mommy. Liv has been great. Dom's done his thing, being the heel of all heels right now. WWE can't even talk on the microphone still for like how many it's like years now that he can't even talk on the mic. But I don't know. It's like Rhea already forgiving him so quickly. And then
what are you talking about? Did you not see the video on TikTok? Jay Uso got the number, bro. He didn't forgive shit. Jay Uso got the number. Like
right. We'll see how that goes. I did like that Jay. I love the Jay like dose in this, but also at the same time, like, damn, where's Jay at right now? Where
because they have no idea exactly.
He's just getting thrown into this little love triangle. It's like, bro, he's main event. I'm just gonna hit on other people's girls. So like, that's my gimmick right now. Currently, like,
dude, I don't know.
I feel bad for him right now. I hope there's something on the horizon for him because, yeah, that stinks that he didn't get Money in the Bank. Anyway, but yeah, it seems like this match will be really exciting because we've been, like Mark said, it's been built up for 2 years, and Rhea's the GOAT, so we want to see her wrestle. Liv has been amazing, and I want to see how it ends up being because they have such a long touted rivalry at this point. This thing can go on for a long time. And as far as the Judgment Day goes on Raw every week, I just feel like Raw is just now coming back to the real superstars. After this SummerSlam, Raw will be back to the real superstars of, besides Judgment Day. It just happens to be that Liv is the biggest star on Raw for the past few weeks, and she's so involved with Judgment Day. So hopefully we see some other stories.
I mean, like I said earlier, sorry, did I cut you off? Did you have anything else you want to say?
No, that was it. That's all I
wanted to say. So like I said earlier, I don't think this is the end of Judgment Day. I truly believe.
Yeah, I'm not saying that either.
Yeah, I truly believe that shit's gonna hit the fan for Judgment Day at SummerSlam. Since we're talking about the state of Judgment Day right now, I think half of Judgment Day is going to side with Liv. Well, not even half. I think everyone in Judgment Day, with the exception of Damian Priest, is going to side with Liv. And I think Priest and Rhea are the ones that are going to be kind of like defecting just because I think they're going to get betrayed. I think to keep Dom with that heel, because like you just referenced a couple minutes ago, he still can't speak on the mic. They're booing him. I mean, him going back with Rhea, does he still get booed? I'm sure he does, but him siding with Liv, I think that's a whole nother level of boo that he's going to get. And I think all that happened. So I think both Rhea and Damian are going to take L's at SummerSlam due to Judgment Day shenanigans. I could be playing too much into that. Who knows? But I think it's going to be It's going to be the Liv Morgan show on Judgment Day from now on.
There's a lot going on there. There's even like the behind the scenes. If you look at some of the segments of the Judgment Day, clubhouse, where you see Liv a lot alone with Finn. So there's also that whole story that her and Finn are plotting to do something behind the whole Judgment Day's back, and that could be their downfall too. We'll see. There's a lot of ways this can go. So.
Yeah, I think that's what the state of the Judgment Day is right now. I think the inner turmoil is gonna finally come to fruition at SummerSlam. So if you guys don't have anything else, we'll move on to the Tribal Chief. Nothing? All right, then. All right, so the undisputed WWE Championship, Cody Rhodes, confirmed is defending against Solo Sikoa at SummerSlam, like we've been saying for the past few weeks. Their feud has really kicked up. I think Solo Sikoa has really, really ramped up his character, whether Angel wants to acknowledge him. See what I did there? acknowledge his rise or not. He's really looking like a true leader to me. Even though you got Jacob Fatu destroying everybody, but Solo's actually looking like a true leader. He's continuing to taking shots at Roman Reigns, which is crazy to me. Which it's really start sparking that rumor that if Roman Reigns might come back SummerSlam during that title match or after, or whatever. But I mean, the fact that he's taking shots openly, not giving a shit about Roman Reigns, I'm all here for it. I think it's doing wonders for his character, regardless if you think it's just playing off of Roman Reigns or not. Solo in a leadership role right now, I love it. I know a lot of people don't, but I personally do. But Angel, you always have a lot to say about the Bloodline 2.0 or whatever Kevin Owens calls it, bootleg Bloodline. So what do you think about their feud going up and the state of the Bloodline right now?
I guess it's fun. That's the only way I could put it. Obviously, I think Jacob is just dominating, as you've already said. You could just see it. Solo's been doing better. I like what they did with Cody. Tying him up, torturing him.
Dude, as he watched Randy Orton go through a table, I thought that was so sick. Like that was cool. That's
amazing. Some throwback stuff. That's like some Undertaker vibes, taking someone's closest friend or significant other and doing something crazy to them while they have to watch. That's some
crazy
Attitude Era stuff.
It's crazy that he watched it and then Solo spiked him after it was done. I thought that was just amazing.
Yeah,
but go on.
So right now they're doing a good job with them and building this up. Now it actually feels like there's a story between them and Cody. Because before it seemed like it was just forced. Like we didn't really know how it was going to work out. But now that they're actually going for the belt and Solo's got his match, now it feels more legitimate. As far as Solo being able to go for that belt, it only makes sense at this point because everyone else can't beat Cody. So it's just what works out. And title shots right now, if it's not King of the Ring or Money in the Bank or Royal Rumble, like you just kind of get them now. So I think it's fine. I think it works out. Whatever. That's just how it is right nowadays, especially with the way the rosters are currently. We'll see. But anyway, the one thing I will say about this before I hand it off to Gonzo to take his thoughts, I believe at SummerSlam there's a high chance you will hear, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman, and I'm with Roman fucking Reigns, and he might be coming out in the middle of that match or at the end of that match to put his eyes on Solo some way or another. I think
but before Gonzo takes it over, I 100% agree with you. Only because Solo is just so adamant on calling out the tribal chiefs. That's the only reason, because if he didn't start calling out him, I would have said he ain't showing back up to like Survivor Series or something. But yeah, Gonzo, go ahead. What are your thoughts on the feud so far? And give us your take on the bootleg bloodline, as Kevin Owens likes to call it.
I liked what Angel had to make mention of, where Cody and Solo, they have something that is special between the two of them versus something that's being forced. Something, again, the writers of Star Wars continue to obliterate at this point in time, where they just randomly throw things together and expect people to go along with the story.
What did I tell you? Don't reference that trash to me or on my show.
No spoilers for anybody that is listening right now. I won't go on a rant about that.
It's not canon to real fans, don't worry.
So, I mean, I literally sat there watching the Acolyte episode 8.
This is a wrestling show.
I understand, but I'm tying this into this feud that we have here. I sat there watching episode 8 and I was infuriated. Like, I haven't been angry at a TV show in a very long time, and this finally did it for me. Coming back over to wrestling, you have Solo. He has taken the tribal chief moniker, right? And so Angel has not been a fan of that. However, with what the last several weeks have now provided, there is something personal now between this version of the bloodline, aka Solo Sikoa, pursuing
Sikoa.
Is that what I said? Oh,
Sikoa.
Sikoa. My bad. That's still my venom and rage from the Acolyte.
Thank you, Matt. You and I don't agree on shit often, but thank you.
Shut him up. Oh, that is hurtful. So, as far as that goes, it's been very refreshing, I will say, when it comes to maybe some fans that were not totally behind this new version of the Bloodline. I will say that Jacob Fatu is outshining everybody in the Bloodline. That's not even close through facial expressions, presentation, in-ring ability.
Moveset is crazy.
Move set, energy, charisma. He doesn't even really talk on the mic outside of, I acknowledge you, and then all of a sudden he goes and kills the new tag team champions and throws them out of the ring like they're trash, which was fantastic.
May I interject for a second? I don't mean to cut you off. I really want to. I know you want to get your point into it. I know a lot of people are saying what you guys just said. It's all over the internet wrestling community that Jacob Fatu is outshining. But I just want to point out that Jacob Fatu, all he has done is take over the Solo Sikoa role when Roman Reigns was head of the table. You guys do realize that, right? He's the enforcer now. That's the guy doing all the stuff. That was what Solo was doing. So how is Fatu outshining Solo Sikoa when he's doing the exact same job that Solo was doing? And now Solo has his character growth.
Solo wasn't as exciting as the enforcer. He just wasn't. His presence wasn't the same.
I mean, Solo NXT though, don't do him dirty. I'm trying to teach them, Matt. But honestly, yeah, I'm sorry, Gonzo. I didn't want to cut you off. So continue with your point. But I just wanted to point that out. But go on. You said his moveset, in-ring presence. That's what you were saying. Go on.
He also has years of wrestling fandom behind him as well. So for those who know who he is, I think that's also playing a big role into this aura and this mystique on top of that. So as far as NXT Solo, I've never seen him. Unfortunately, that's during a time that I did not watch. However, from what I've been able to see on screen so far, I mean, Jacob Fatu, it makes it very hard for me not to take my eyes off of him. So it's not throwing any disrespect to Solo and what he did previously, but this current dynamic of whatever Jacob Fatu is, right? I don't know if he's human or if he's a werewolf. He's both. He's going to be a mole that's going to defect and cost Solo his match at SummerSlam, and he's going to then form with the original Bloodline. I mean, there's a lot of possibilities that potentially this could go. A mercenary for hire potentially. So I don't know. Overall, it's got me captivated.
So I want to continue with this real quick. So like I said, I mean, all we're seeing with the Bloodline is just role changes. And new people. All right. So the character growth that Solo had from becoming the Jacob Fatu role that he has to now leading the Bloodline is tremendous. So the guy is phenomenal athlete. The guy puts on great matches. He put on fantastic matches in NXT. And I understand you guys never seen it. I get it. Like, I'm not dogging you guys on that, whatever. But I've seen Jacob Fatu wrestle. I know what he's about. The guy's a superstar. I agree with you guys, and I agree with the internet wrestling community that he's a superstar. However, it really kind of bothers me because I've been on the Solo train forever. It really kind of bothers me when people are saying that Jacob Fatu is outshining Solo when that's just completely false, because he's just Solo Sikoa 2.0 right now in the roles within the Bloodline. This is what Solo was doing.
I get what you're saying, but at the same time, Solo in ring isn't as exciting to watch as Jacob. That's just facts. It's just facts. I mean, you can, Solo
so are you saying
longer and done more, but Jacob's just more exciting to watch.
So are you saying that
or if you watched wrestling for 100 years, you put those two guys next to each other in the ring, you're going to be paying attention more to Jacob. Period. It's just.
But are you just saying that now because Jacob is just the shiny new toy, and you've seen now Solo for a year plus?
No, that is not it.
You know what I mean?
Tua Tagovailoa was a talent too. Wasn't Tua part of the Bullet Club originally?
Yeah, they were all in the Bullet Club. Yeah.
So why is Jacob outshining someone that had such great history? And why is he outshining someone that is the tribal chief? Like, there's so many people in this group alone that could.
So how is he outshining him?
More
though?
Dynamic than they are. They haven't done anything exciting.
How is he outshining him? Like, Solo is complete in a leadership role character, and all, like I said, I see your point. Like,
Marc,
what he's doing.
That's just appointments.
You know what I'm saying?
People getting appointed to positions. That doesn't mean someone has more charisma and excitement and ability. It's just an eye test. It's an eye test. You know
Real
what
quick,
I mean? It's like,
Jacob is much more dynamic in ring. Solo isn't doing springboard moonsaults. Yet these guys don't like the high flying stuff, but now they do.
What?
You guys don't like the flippy shit. I don't need to go for the flippy shit, and that's what Jacob's doing. I just don't get it. Real
It's
quick.
not even about the high flying stuff. It's everything he does in general.
I
Like Gonzo
think
said, he went out there.
Hold on. So Matt says, I think the only difference they emphasize with the new bloodline is that they are unstable, unhinged. So it's not necessarily outshining; it's portraying a different bloodline. That's a good point. But go on with your point, Angel.
But the bottom line is this: if you put all these guys together every week, there's going to be one guy that just is more exciting and your eyeballs go to more. And it's not even about springboards. Yes, that stuff's exciting. Yes, frog splashes onto tables, on the announce tables, that's exciting. Doing all the stuff he does is exciting. That is definitely exciting. But it's not just the flippy floppy stuff that he gets to do. Yeah, Solo can't do moonsaults. That doesn't mean he can't be a better presence in the ring or presence overall. Solo is just now getting to his groove about what his character is and how he's going to be a leader. So I'm not going to sit here and like dog him completely, but just in general, when the camera's on this group, there's a reason why one of the Tongas doesn't even get to be in the tag match, right? When Jacob just got here, that triple threat match.
Well, that's because he botches low blows.
I mean, okay,
that's not Solo.
Can you perform? So we're talking about can you perform? Can you be in character fully, and can you engage with the crowd? I mean, that's what's going on. I mean, we're talking about all phases of wrestling at this point. Yeah, he hasn't had a chance to really talk much, so fine, we will just give them as an incomplete versus a grade. But I mean, so far it's been everything else he's aced, bro. Like,
okay, I don't hate him. I love him. I watched him in MLW.
I'm not saying you are. You asked me to explain. You asked
no,
me
yeah, of course. I just want. I just don't
him.
understand all of it.
It's not because of Twitter and TikTok loves him. It's not about that. Yeah. I hate plenty of people that TikTok loves. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about how this guy acts and performs on the biggest stage of WWE every week, and the little moments he gets to have because he doesn't even get to talk yet. He's A+. He's S tier talent right now.
So. Gonzo unmuted. Do you have anything else you want to add?
It's the charisma for me. I mean, Jacob Fatu has this little dance with a little facial expression that he has, and it's taken the internet by storm. I mean, I've seen a bunch of people already mimic this dance. And again, it's one of these things where he knows where the camera is. He knows where certain spots are. And that's a level of just in-ring as a performer that I believe most people are really striving to obtain. Then this dude also lost, from what I understand, like 30 pounds. This is like the best in shape that he's been, and it's really starting to show. And that's what, again, what other individuals have been making mention of as I listen to other people's podcasts and I listen to other people just talk about how great he actually looks. So he's taking this very seriously, and it's also paying off to where a level of appreciation for the business, for the craft, for the art. And then I believe that the audience is also seeing that, and they're taking that into consideration as well. Because again, this is not me trying to throw shade for Solo either, because I do like Solo. It's just when it comes down to the eye test, like Angel was talking about, I mean, we're all from Chicago. There was a debate at one point, who was better, MVP Derrick Rose or Jimmy Butler, when he finally came into the #1 spot role. I mean, there are a lot of people that will say that Jimmy Butler was a better player than Derrick Rose, and unfortunately, I just disagree with that. So the eye test does say a lot, and there's a lot of points that Angel did make. So we'll see. Right now, I think this is maybe too premature to give a grade, but overall, I do like what Fatu has put out there.
Okay. All right. Last comment on the Fatu situation before we move on. We spent a lot of time on Fatu. It was supposed to be Cody and Solo. So Matabate says, yeah, you feel that way because Roman is going to outsign Solo. Now you got Fatu and Solo who are about the same. The only reason you feel he stands out is because Solo, even at his best, isn't Roman or at Roman level. I mean, I don't know if you guys agree with that. That's more directed to you guys because I'm defending Roman. I mean, I don't know if you guys feel what he says is true. I mean, I'm the one defending Solo. I don't know if what you guys feel is that's true. I mean, you guys want to take that? I mean, say anything past that comment?
I mean, I wouldn't say Fatu and Solo are the same. they're in two different parts of their career in WWE. Solo's been here longer. He gets to he deserves this opportunity at this point while Roman's gone. And we have to let him we have to give him his room to perform. And that's his time is now. So he has to start and perform, be this character that he's been like not given, but this is the role he's earned and gotten to. He's at this level now. So yeah, no one's gonna be really Roman. I mean, Roman's one of the greatest wrestlers to ever exist. I mean, his title run alone might be the greatest of all time. So comparing anyone to Roman's kind of tough. I get it that this is the family and they're stuck with being compared to Roman. Everyone in this group will always be that. So that bar is really high. But as far as Solo and Fatu, I wouldn't call them the same. Fatu's in what Solo used to be, but he's just doing things at his own way, and to me, it's much different. And like I said, the eye test. So I know it's really early. I get what it sounds. What do you mean, Angel? Like he's been here 2 weeks. Like what do you mean? But I'm just saying the highball test, man. The guy's doing really well.
All right. Anything else, or can we close the chapter on the Fatu allegedly outshining Solo?
Do his dance for me, and then we can transition off.
I mean, just look at what he does. Like when they're at the when they're in the turnbuckle, when he comes and he slams his hip into them. Watch his versus like the rest of the bloodline when they do that move. Just watch that move alone, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Go watch it.
I acknowledge my tribal chief. All right, moving on to the last confirmed. This is the last confirmed match at SummerSlam is the United States Championship. Logan Paul defending against Angel's big fan, of LA Knight because he actually supports him and wears the merch. So, Angel, what do you think about this feud going on? Yeah, talk to me. Let's go.
The feud is a non-existent, unfortunately, because of Logan. It's not LA's fault. He's literally single-handedly carrying the feud where he talks to the fans, and then talks to via satellite like The Rock in 2009.
Via satellite, I love it.
LA Knight can only do so much. He can only yell at people and hype up the crowd alone and sign contracts alone. I've never seen that before. Who signs a contract alone? I don't get in the ring. That's very weird.
He said he's gonna send it to Puerto Rico.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, LA Knight needs to win this title. And Logan, bro, you were a great wrestler. I just wish you would have put more into this position. You signed a contract. You should have made more time to be at SmackDown more, promote stuff in person more. You should have been here more, dude. You can actually wrestle, but I don't care about your stories anymore. So I'm over it.
Oh, damn. Gonzo? Oh, okay. So I'll go on right now. So I agree with everything Angel just said. I'm such a Logan Paul fan. He's won me over, especially for being, a celebrity coming into the wrestling world and signing a contract. And I can't believe that he's a part-time champion. SmackDown is once a week. Like, what do? You podcast, you're fucking competing in freaking video game. What game? He was like at a Tetris tournament or some shit. Yeah, there you go. Like, I just don't understand why you can't come on every Friday or every other Friday. Like, I just don't understand. So this match and Damian Priest versus Gunther are the matches that I'm least looking forward to right now, just because of build-up alone. If for whatever reason, and I hope it's not, but for whatever freaking reason that Logan Paul retains, they need to figure out what the hell to do with him and that title that is non-existent on the show, and they need to figure out what is the plan with LA Knight, because LA Knight either needs to just go to Raw, back to NXT, or a total different brand, because LA Knight, he'll have better fucking stories down there if he doesn't win this championship. Because
he's one of the biggest stars in the company.
Exactly. I agree. And that's my point, man. He's not being utilized to his potential. So if he could go win a world championship back in NXT, then fucking do it, because I don't understand what the problem is. I don't know if he's blacklisted. I don't know if he's just too old to be a champion in WWE. I don't know what they see in everybody else except him. But CM Punk freaking puts $1 million shows like that. So
does
but
Knight.
No, he doesn't. But I just don't understand it. I mean, he's clearly blocked with the championship title, world championship title, WWE championship title picture. because it's Cody Rhodes versus the Bloodline for another year, whether you see it or not. So he has zero opportunity. He has to win this championship. Logan Paul is going to have to, do something else, find a feud that doesn't involve a championship, or be here to defend that championship constantly. I don't know. Gonzo, do you have anything you want to say on this matter? Since you're the alleged fan.
Give me Drew McIntyre versus LA Knight, and I guarantee you that would make millions of dollars. The woe is me, poor is me, going against the megastar. Oh my, that would be fantastic. But no, I could care less about the U.S. Championship. Just put it on him. Have him hit him with 10 brass knuckles. Have 5 people from the crowd come out and whoop on Logan Paul. Maybe it'll get him a new idea for new prime flavor. So, yeah, I mean, it's a beautiful thing. But
all right.
That match, honestly, should probably start SummerSlam, just so that way it can be done and over with.
Nah, we got two world heavyweight championships and 2 women's championships. One of the world titles are going to open, and one of them's going to main event. So I believe maybe either the Liv Morgan Rhea Ripley opens because the main event will be Solo and Cody, or honestly Bailey. I don't see. Yeah, I think it's one of the women's title matches that will open the show.
Put the U.S. title and get it done with.
No, because you want to start your show on a high note. That's what the booking is now.
U.S. so title might be before the main event.
Yeah, I think that's where I would book it too, because I feel like that's the one that's least interested. So, and plus we have 2 unconfirmed matches that I feel like we're gonna get, and any of those matches will be on the card as well. So we got Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk. It's not official. Everyone is speculating it's gonna go to SummerSlam. However, we've seen this past Raw that Drew refused to apologize to the referees and is now still suspended. CM Punk was referenced on the show by Adam Pearce saying that he's working hard to get cleared. So my question to you guys is CM Punk not cleared? And does this match actually happen at SummerSlam, or we're not going to get them until Bad Blood in October? Angel.
Me?
Yeah.
I have not done any research on Punk's condition or his status. He's been showing up pretty often to these PLEs. He's been in action. He's been taking big bumps. I don't know why he wouldn't be cleared. Maybe they're just giving him a little bit more time to just really get better. He took a few, like I said, he's taken some bumps these past few months, so they just want to make sure he's good to go, because you don't want him to get hurt again right when he comes back at SummerSlam. If he messes up that tricep again, if he hurts any of his other previous injuries, his knees, whatever he's got over his long career, and he's out again, they wrote him in for WrestleMania. Did you guys watch By the way, did you guys watch the doc?
Yep.
Yeah, he was written in for WrestleMania, and they had to change all of that stuff because his injury, his tricep tear, changed WrestleMania completely. So they don't want to do that again. So I'm thinking they're just playing it really safe because, hey, we're CM Punk guys, but we have to be honest. His body's frail, man. He's just an older guy. He's been through a lot, and his body just isn't there yet. Maybe hopefully as he gets his legs under him, but he has to stay healthy. So that's what I think is going on with him. I hope this match happens though, because we need it. McIntyre needs it. Punk, we need Punk back.
So right now I need an answer. Is this match happening at SummerSlam? Yes or no?
I think it is. I think they're just playing it really safe with him until SummerSlam. So the answer is yes for me.
All right. Wrestling Troll, what's going on?
That's always a yes. In any type of way I can get CM Punk, absolutely. I'm biased, so I mean he can go out there with one arm for all I care. It's gonna be great regardless. Even if they put on just a wrestling match. Or a wrestling match. I mean, an arm wrestling match with the opposite arm here, so that way he doesn't injure his tricep. Whatever Punk does, it makes money. It doesn't matter. He could say hello, bam, $500,000 payout.
So, if David has nothing else, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5 confirmed matches already. Triple H had the way he's been booking, it's been about 5 or 6 matches on a card. I am worried. Angel's made great points that they're probably saving CM Punk. He has been taking bumps. I mean, we've seen him in Chicago on SmackDown take that huge bump when, Drew McIntyre just released him off his back. But I am worried just because SummerSlam is 2 weeks away. This match is not confirmed. Adam Pearce referenced that he's working hard to get cleared, which he probably is. You know what I mean? Maybe we will get the match at SummerSlam, whatever. And then Drew McIntyre is still suspended because he refused to apologize to the refs. So I really have a feeling that I don't think CM Punk is ready, and nor is going to be in-ring ready for SummerSlam in 2 weeks. And I think the Bad Blood pay-per-view is where we'll get them, and I think we'll get them in Hell in a Cell. Because I don't think Punk's cleared. But I could be just playing all into the kayfabe right now, and they fight. But that's just where I see it. As far as the feud, we all know how hot this feud has been. Drew McIntyre made it his mission to make sure that this feud is one of the hottest in WWE, despite CM Punk not being there. So if this match happens at SummerSlam, it's the number one match that I'm looking forward to at SummerSlam if it happens. So
number one over
number
Cody.
One. Over Cody, over anybody else is the number one. This is the hottest feud in wrestling, in my opinion, right now. And CM Punk is barely in there. Yeah. Yep.
All right.
Hottest. I think it's the most personal. I think it's going to be physical no matter what kind of match we get. This is the match I want to see because it will be a bloodbath when it happens. So, all right. Is there anything else you guys have to say on this, or can I go to the last one? All right, cool. All right. So the last unconfirmed match is the new Alpha Academy versus the Wyatt Six. So we saw Chad Gable call out Bo Dallas on Monday Night Raw. Well, before we get there, we had a VHS tape that showed up on the McAfee show, right, Angel? What was going on with that again?
Oh, yeah, McAfee's show. He was just interviewing a baseball analyst, and there was some, interference, Wyatt style. And then they left a nice package like they've left on Raw in the middle of his studio. He went and grabbed it and brought it out to Raw and gave it to Michael Cole, which then they put on the truck and they showed it to the world on Raw.
So before we continue with the Chad calling out the Bo, I was like, oh my God, another damn VHS tape. But then this time it was Eric Rowan. And I thought Eric Rowan's story on this tape was absolutely phenomenal. He referenced how he lost Brody Lee, aka Luke Harper, and then he referenced how he lost Bray Wyatt and how it made him feel that he was lost. He referenced the old Wyatt family because that was his family that they had, and now he has a new family, and that he has been given purpose by, I guess, Howdy or Bo Dallas, whatever you want to say. I absolutely love the VHS. Every week it comes out, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, like it just needs to stop already. And then all of a sudden we get something else that just blows my mind. Gonzo, I know you really love this Wyatt Six stuff, and I know you've been real into the lore about it. But what did you think of that before we move on to Chad Gable real quick?
The display of Eric Rowan, it's personal, right? You're blurring the lines of what is real and then also what is entertainment. This is probably the first time I heard Eric Rowan speak so eloquently in 10 years, 11
Facts.
years, 12 years.
Facts.
So we keep asking, how are they going to make these characters more humanized, right? And here's another wonderful example of that. Here's the man without the mask. Here he is talking about family being lost, and now he has purpose again. Two people that he loved dearly have now left this world, and what am I to do? And so you get the human part to the man behind the mask. So you see the alter ego in the ring, right? It's a different version that's meant to, who knows what that purpose of that alter ego is. But you also know that that's a man that's hurt. He's mourning. He's in grief potentially, and he might be doing things that normally he wouldn't do had he not lost two significant figures in his life. And you have a person that is taking advantage of that, allegedly, and having him being fed various information, playing on his emotions, and he may not be, quote unquote, in the right state of mind because he's sick, right? He's all over the place. Me as a person, I can definitely get behind something like that. That's how you humanize, I guess you could say, the otherworldly powers of what Bray Wyatt has been for so long. But again, this is not Bray Wyatt's faction. This is Bo Dallas leading various individuals to a cause that he believes could be what his brother wanted, allegedly, right? So there's a lot of different things that this can go about. And this is another segment where they knocked it out of the park. Without jumping too far into the future, right before the Olympic Creed came together and formed their new faction, I said out loud as I was watching it, I said, if Bo Dallas comes out, I hope he comes out to no music whatsoever. Shortly after that, he comes out to no music, and I popped like crazy for that. No eerie music, no mystifying clouds of smoke, no Uncle Howdy. It's just a man that came out with nothing because we don't know who he is at this moment in time. You don't know what his character is. You don't know what he's gone through. So the way that they actually portrayed a humanized Bo Dallas, that was also very, very, very effective, at least for me, the person.
Agreed. And in past episodes, we've been talking, guys, how this character, the White Six characters, are going to translate in ring. And I feel like the past 2 weeks alone is kind of showing me personally that they're not going to have a problem because, like Gonzo just said, they're humanizing these characters. Eric Rowan in that VHS tape was much like how Bo Dallas was. He was his actual character self, humanized self, speaking. So, to me, now I feel like their entrance is just going to be just a theatrical thing, and I think they will actually wrestle as themselves on who they are. I think it's very rare that you're going to see them wrestle in full mask gear, costume, whatever. I think that's just how their entrance is going to be, and any type of eerie stalking or whatever the case may be, like in the Chad Gable situation, in their other forms or whatever you want to call it at this point. So it's making me more excited, and I feel like it's going to be a lot better because, like we said in the past, Bray Wyatt, what got him in trouble is just not being able to translate everything in ring. And I feel like these promos that have been hit out of the park with their VHS tapes and everything, I can kind of see what they might do in ring. Angel, you unmuted. You were going to say something about it?
You can finish your thought. And I can
No, yeah, that's it. That's all I was going to say.
Okay. Oh, no. So Gonzo broke down the Rowan tape perfectly. I don't really need to say anything more than what Gonzo said. Learn the lines. It was real. It was cool. He spoke really well. It's good to hear these guys speaking, and it's good to hear someone else besides Bo get a little bit of talk time, because that's what we need from this group is some more down to earth wrestling, tangible moments. And now we're feeling how they are. Like you had just said, Mark, each person is almost like two characters where they're going to be their, almost possessed, uh, uh, stalking character that is, completely unhinged. And as a group, they're these characters. And then they also have their normal person, their regular wrestler character that is choosing to become these characters because they've been forgotten or they've been hurt or they've been looked past on, or everything bad that's happened to them. They've come together. That's the point of this family. They've come together, and now it's them versus the world. And yeah, they might be looking at it and doing things in a dark way, but that's the whole point of this family. And that's how this was even created, was to be these dark characters and these dark paths that they're taking to be noticed, to come over top, to just be noticed and be successful as wrestlers and as people in this industry. So I think that's basically what their goal is, and I think it's pretty clear now. And I'm hoping that they're going to get some good enemies to engage with in the ring and backstage. We'll see how it goes right now with the new Alpha Academy. I think the Creed brothers is a perfect match with Chad. If he's gonna lose, the old Alphas, these are good replacements, and they fit his whole academy perfectly. So we'll see how this goes. If they're gonna have a match at SummerSlam, I'll be excited for that, and I hope we see a lot more of them in ring. And like Gonzo said, when Bo came out of costume in his normal street clothes, and him laughing maniacally while he was getting his ass kicked and like all that, you could see the crossing of, okay, he's still his character, but we could see him in the ring and how he's going to be wrestling and performing with other wrestlers. So it's good to see so far.
So question right now, yes or no, do we get the new Alpha Academy versus the in-ring debut of the Wyatt Six at SummerSlam?
No.
I hope, but yeah,
Dave
I'm
says
thinking
no. Okay. Gonzo, did you have anything else you want to add to the new Alpha Academy potentially versus Wyatt Six?
You won't get it at SummerSlam. I feel like that could be a bad blood pay-per-view that you could potentially entertain them and throw them on there, because I feel like they're still at a position where they are not, how can I say this? They are not to a level where they need to demand the spotlight. Now, if you slowly bring them along and you put them on a PLE, but it's not a significant one like SummerSlam, I feel like SummerSlam is being given to all championships, all of these feuds that have been there for a little bit, and you don't necessarily need the Wyatt Six and Chad Gable on that PLE. But if you put them on another one that's more of, a B-list one, give a little bit more aura behind it, it'll help elevate that pay-per-view or that premium live event. So that way it gives it a little bit more of a special feeling to it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good take.
Great take. I don't think they're gonna fight at SummerSlam yet. Just because based on the VHS tape that we just got, I feel like there's gonna be more, and I feel like this is a way to introduce the rest of the Wyatt Six. So I feel like next week we are going to, or on Monday, it's already Thursday. On Monday we're gonna get another video, and I think we're gonna get another video from somebody else within that faction. So I think they're not done introducing them, even though we've already seen them appear, what they're doing. I think everyone's going to get a profile. And I think the stalking and whatever is going to continue. So I think Bad Blood as well is probably safe when we get an in-ring debut. But yeah. Real quick.
A good take is if you think about it,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's still new fans that don't know who these people are.
Mm-hmm.
So as much as we're like, oh, we know Rowan, we know Bo, we know, we've seen the NXT guys, like we have, but there's a lot of fans that still don't know who they really are. And there's a lot of young fans that just, they need to be introduced to these characters. So I guess that's another reason why they may be doing it in this pace. But
yeah, we'll see. Last thing before we move on, Derek Guy says, I mean, they killed Chad Gable. Feels like Bad Blood. That's a good one. All right. They do. All right. Well, that wraps up the road to SummerSlam segment. We're going to play a little game before we get into our final segment. You guys heard it before. We've played it here before. Guess the wrestler. It is Kingpin versus AOK. Once again, we are both tied with a record of 1-0-1. And Gonzo presenting once again this week to us, and I just want to say his record is 0-2-0. So there we go. Gonzo, whenever you are ready, me and Angel and I will have 90 seconds to guess the wrestler. Previously we used Bret Hart the first time, Rikishi, John Cena, and Rey Mysterio. So hopefully Gonzo gives us a nice good one. Gonzo, whenever you're ready, you can count us off. We have 90 seconds.
Well, hopefully it doesn't end in a millisecond like it did last week, which was an unfortunate event because I was not prepared that you guys would immediately just, oh, John Cena. It's like,
well, new rules this week. So new rules this week. We're still tweaking the game. It's different because usually everyone is just one-on-one. There's two people here guessing. So me and Angel are either going to ask a question or make a guess on who it was. We no longer can ask a question and make a guess. So hopefully that will alleviate Gonzo's little stress there a little bit. But here we go. Gonzo, whenever you are ready, you can count us off. And remember, please put the 90-second timer for us.
No worries. Let's see here.
So once again, guys, we are ready for Guess the Wrestler.
All right, you
Marc,
boys
you
ready then?
What do you say?
Marc, go first. You go first.
Count me off, Gonzo.
We'll start in 3, 2, 1.
Is this wrestler a male?
Yes.
Are they active?
No.
Were they active in the Attitude Era?
Yes.
Did they hold the WWE Championship?
Yes.
Were they ever in a tag team?
Yes.
Did they have the Intercontinental Championship?
Yes.
Was this person in a faction?
Yes.
Is this person Eddie Guerrero?
No.
Is this person Shawn Michaels?
No.
Damn it.
Is this person Triple H?
It is.
I knew it was DX, bro. I knew it was DX,
I
dude.
just went
And
right to the other one. I was like, oh shit.
I
Gotta
said
be Triple
Shawn.
H.
I said Shawn Michaels because I thought this guy was gonna be like, yeah, I'm picking Shawn Michaels this time because week 1 he got fucked on Shawn Michaels.
No,
Damn
I'm not
it.
that. I'm not that spiteful.
Oh man, I knew it was DX, dude. I knew it. Damn
I
it,
made it. I
man.
made it too hard with Rikishi, and I was sent to hell and back for that. So the next week, I figured I'd pick one of the safest superstars ever. That and John Cena.
No, Rikishi was a good one actually.
It was a
we
good
just
one.
asked
We,
the wrong
we were just
questions.
talking shit
I
because we
liked
were mad.
Rikishi.
Yeah.
That was a good one. I liked Rikishi. That wasn't a bad one.
Literally a second into it, John Cena. It's like, what the fuck? You didn't even ask any questions. You just guessed him right from the get go. So yeah, that was fun. I figured I'd pick
I get my
Paul
speed title back.
Triple H Levesque. No, this format was a lot better. I think it flowed a little bit easier.
Oh, 100%. All right. So I lost.
Speed
So
titles,
I get to stay on. Oh wait, no, I lost. I'm so stupid. Next week I will be presenting to Gonzo versus Angel, the rematch of week 1. Angel is now 2-0-1. Gonzo is still 0-2, and I have now received my first loss. I am 1-1-1, but I'm still better than Gonzo. So there we go, Gonzo. That was a good one this week. It flowed fantastic. It was a great game. I should have won. I'm gonna say it. I knew it was DX. I just thought David was trying to be spiteful, but whatever. That was good.
Buying too much into my troll personality here.
I did. I got the Smacktalk screw job this time. But it is what it is. Very good. Very fun. Next week, once again, Gonzo, King of Wrestling Trolls versus Angel, Guess the Wrestler. DM me if you want me to use your Guess the Wrestler on them. All social media, pro_wrestling_Kingpin. And I will use your person if you DM me and let me know who you want me to use. All right, moving on. The last segment of the night. Let's talk a little TNA NXT crossovers. There have been an uptick of crossovers the past 2 weeks. Tonight, TNA airs on Access TV, if you guys even know what network that is. But there was another match. So we had Izzy Dame last week answer Jordan Grace's open challenge on Impact for the Knockouts Championship. Do you guys know who Izzy Dame is?
I know the name. I'm not 100% familiar with all of her work.
That's my point. So she is an NXT superstar, obviously.
I know she is. Yeah.
Angel, you were saying? Go ahead before I cut you off.
No, I said I know who she is. Yeah.
Yeah. So she's obviously an NXT superstar, allegedly, but has barely been on TV for NXT. She's just now, being shown in the limelight. And she got dominated by Jordan Grace and had zero pop when she appeared on Impact. Zero. Zachary Wentz faced Charlie Dempsey of the No Quarter Catch Crew last week. Last week, that match, Mike Bourne of the No Quarter Catch Crew came to help Dempsey get the win, which led to their match tonight. It's a 6-man tag on TNA Impact. If you guys want to go watch it, it is No Quarter Catch Crew versus the Rascals without Wesley. They're using Kushida to fill in for the 6-man tag, but that's another NXT crossover to TNA. So Santino made that match. Joe Hendry on last week or this past Tuesday showed up. They referenced him. They said his name a lot on the show, which was awesome. He joined commentary. He narrated his own video package recapping NXT title scene. He also had a backstage moment with Gallus and Rascals versus Gallus, which absolutely delivered. It was 4 years since they actually teamed together. That's when Vic Joseph said his name and he appeared during the match, which was really dope. And the Rascals won an exciting match. So I'm referencing all of this quickly because we've already talked about it before. But you can see the clear divide of my argument last week. And I know you guys try to defend it because WWE is the machine. But Izzy Dame was sent to a title match against the Knockouts champion. Honestly, probably the most recognizable woman outside of WWE. And she got Izzy Dame. Meanwhile, TNA is sending their top stars to NXT. And it's like NXT is not helping TNA. They've even gone out and said that the viewing is still not where they want to be. The social media impressions is not where they're going to be with the partnership. While it is fun for us guys, and I know it's fun for you guys, the Forbidden Door open in WWE, which hasn't been in forever. At some point, when is NXT going to send some top stars to TNA? I mean, what do you guys think of it? Are you still enjoying it? I know I've asked you guys, does this even cause you to watch TNA? I mean, I think I'm the only one in this group that actually watches it. Like, it's crazy to me.
I think it's not going to really be a big thing on TNA until you have people in matches or in feuds or promos with Joe Hendry or Moose and them on TNA. Those are the two areas where they have to hit. Right now, I do like the Rascals, by the way. That Gallows versus Rascals match on
Phenomenal.
NXT
Phenomenal.
might have been the tag team match of the year to me. Like, that match was unbelievable. Great. Like, the movesets were crazy. Gallus is a very good tag team. And that was a trio match. Which,
That was,
don't always go
six man, yeah.
Yeah, 6-man. It wasn't like those matches aren't always smooth. There's a lot of, I'm going to sit outside the ring for a while. I'm going to get hurt. I'm going to disappear. There was no disappearing in that match. All 6 dudes were getting their ass kicked the whole time. 3-man movesets, 2-man movesets. Like, sorry, I just had to say that match, if you didn't see that match, you should really watch it because that was one of the best tag team matches I've seen in a long time. In general, any number of people in a match. But anyways, going back to the crossover stuff, yeah, I think you're right. TNA is not getting what they deserve in this relationship right now. This Forbidden Door situation, and I think, like I said, Joe Hendry being on NXT, that's a big deal. He's literally their biggest name that there is, pop wise. It's just what it is. He's not the champ, but he's the biggest name pop wise, and he's been
he's their LA Knight is what I like to say. He's like their LA.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Right. And he's been coming every week almost and doing crazy spots, either wrestling or on the mic or commentating. Like, he's doing everything. I don't understand why WWE is sending over Izzy Dame to face Jordan Grace. I don't understand why it's, the 6-man tag for Rascals, which they're cool, but Wesley's not even there. So
yeah, Wesley did not go there tonight.
Why?
The Rascals are fighting the No Quarter Catch crew, but they don't have Wesley in that 6-man tag. They're using Kushida.
It's like half-ass roster that they're sending over there. Mm-hmm. So I don't get it. I don't get why the WWE's kind of like, I don't know. I don't even know how to
Tatum Paxley. Tatum Paxley also answered an open challenge from Jordan Grace when they were in Chicago about a month ago. And then they had Izzy Dame and Tatum Paxley fight each other on NXT this past Tuesday, which is the first time I've seen them pretty much in a match in a while.
That's what I was about to say.
In a while. It's crazy.
They're using Jordan Grace to promote one of their lowest sets of solo female wrestlers on NXT. Tatum Paxley just stalks people with a Barbie.
Correct.
Why is she even considered to face Jordan Grace? Like, the scales are tipped one way too heavy. Like I said, Joe Henry's going to be doing this on NXT. They need to be doing that back with him on TNA. Like, there needs to be something on that level back. Like, if that means sending over Oba, if that means sending over the Prodigy, if that means sending over your boy, the Champ or Trick, I mean,
at this point, Trick's not champion anymore, right? They should send Trick over there right now.
Right.
I mean, you need to give TNA something. If you're going to have this relationship, I didn't start watching TNA religiously again. I used to watch it in the 2000s, but I didn't start watching TNA religiously again until AEW did their crossover. Because why? Kenny Omega was freaking going over there. Kenny Omega held the TNA World Championship at the same time he held the AEW World Championship. Christian Cage was going over there. I was watching for those guys that were going over there for this relationship. Why, like you guys who pretty much watch WWE for the most part, occasionally you'll see, TikToks or whatever the case may be. But what is the incentive for you guys to go be like, oh, you know what? I want to watch TNA to go see
Zero.
it. Do you want
zero? I'm not watching Izzy face Jordan. I'm not watching.
Exactly. Is that exciting for you? Be like, oh, damn. You know what I mean? Now, maybe if Trick Williams went over there, I might be like, oh shit, Trick Williams is over here fighting. Maybe that might get you someone with a big enough somebody. Oba, I know if Oba's on TNA. If Oba's on TNA, I'm watching that because Oba's like my favorite wrestler right now.
Oba versus Moose,
like
they don't even need a title on the line. That'd be a cool match to watch. Like people
exactly
for that.
And that's just my whole problem with this crossover. It's cool just because WWE hasn't done it since the freaking ever. You know what I mean? And
right.
But
and they're not
I feel
doing
like
it well right now.
And they're not doing it well. And I feel like WWE is just banking on, hey, I'm WWE. Anybody I send you, you should be fucking kissing our feet. You know what I mean? Because we're the machine. And Izzy Dame.
Izzy Dame is not even Maxine Dupree. Like, think about that for a moment. Like, Maxine Dupree's a bigger star than her. Like, what the hell are we doing? Like, come on.
Yeah, I don't get it. Shit, you should have sent Natalia. Natalia don't do shit in WWE, yeah. But Natalia is such a big name. It's gonna be like, oh crap, Natalia's in
Natalia
TNA.
Would have been perfect.
You know what I mean?
Get sent over there. 100%. Natalia should have been sent there because she has history and she's someone of equal stature, a belt holder of like Jordan's level at some point. Like Izzy Dame has never even been close to Jordan. It's not even close.
Izzy Dane has had a handful of matches that I could even recall. Like, and it's less than a handful. Like, I just don't understand.
No, there's so many. You just hit it on the head. They have so many stars besides Izzy that could have went over there, and it didn't have to be freaking Liv Morgan. You know what I mean? Like, they have so many stars at the lower level at NXT and at the mid level of the AAA shows. Like, I don't get it.
But to go back at you hit it on the nose. You said it earlier that they're using Jordan Grace's clout to maybe catch fire with Izzy Dane and Tatum Paxley, because during that match that they faced each other, they were like, oh, these two women went over to TNA and recently challenged Jordan Grace for TNA Championship. So they're trying to be like, hey, we're going to try to give these people popular because they just had a title match on a different promotion and we're not doing shit with them here.
Yeah.
So they're trying to use that clout.
Strong army.
Yeah, like it's just it's crazy. It's crazy to me, and I think it's bad right now. I feel like at this point you might as well just go back to no relationship because the only one that are benefiting here is the machine in WWE.
Right.
Because at this point, everyone's not talking about, oh man, the crossovers are amazing. They're talking about, oh shit, they're getting exposure on their top stars. When are they going to steal those stars and bring them to NXT or the main roster? That's all. Like, okay, we're gonna give these guys, we're gonna treat them nicely.
Well, doesn't it feel like that with Joe Hendry right now?
Yes,
like Joe Hendry. It's like we're gonna steal this motherfucker.
Yes,
like, that's what it feels like. Every time he shows up, I'm like, so is this guy gonna his contract's up and he's just gonna go on NXT right away? Like,
yes,
and be in the title contention because that's what it seems like.
100%.
Like, bro, so you're about to steal my best star, and I'm getting Izzy Dame. I'm like, this is not working out. Like, I don't know about that.
This is one of my infamous, trade rapes in fantasy football right now. I'm about to give you freaking
this is a pro wrestling Kingpin move. If Marc was in charge of NXT, this would be Marc. Like, Marc is in charge of NXT right now. Whoever's doing the NXT moves, if it's Shawn Michaels or someone else, they are the pro wrestling Kingpin 100% right now because they're getting shafted at TNA.
Big time. Gonzo, you've been quiet through all this. Do you have anything you want to say before we end this?
I think it would be effective if you put Roxanne Perez on TNA, just given the fact that you had the knockout champion appear on NXT and to potentially continue. You don't even have to have him wrestle, but just the feud and the presence, and you can throw someone else to Roxanne just to get the notoriety. I think that would be pretty cool if they could ever figure out how to do that, which I don't understand why they haven't. So that could bring a lot of attention. Roxanne can get, again, the belt, have it be promoted. Fantastic. And you could also get some of the talent that can go in the ring. Obviously not to go over on Roxanne, but you could still put on a bunch of different bangers with that just to be able to get people accustomed with talent outside of WWE. But you guys touched on, I think, 56 different topics. So that was the only thing I really wanted to just throw in there because you guys already have provided the other meat to the entire argument here.
Yeah, so not to keep on just beating up the machine here, but like Gonzo said, or even you said as well, Angel, oh, let's send Roxy over there. They're not going to send her over there because even if she doesn't wrestle over there, the fact is you sending her over there is, foreshadowing a future match. And while she's NXT Women's Champion, she's not taking an L to anybody in any other company, even though she would go to TNA and job out to a TNA star. So this is, for example, she challenges Jordan Grace for her championship, right? Let's just put that out there for fancy booking. She's going to lose that match, right? Because TNA is not going to let Jordan Grace lose the championship to Roxy, right? But the bigger story is that Roxy got pinned by Jordan Grace as she is a championship holder, and the machine's never going to allow that to happen. So that's why I'm saying Trick Williams right now is the prime candidate for a popular star that they could send over, because Trick Williams is no longer champion and could just take another L if need be. But it's just for us beating up the machine right now. WWE needs to give some type of give to TNA right now, because TNA is on the verge of losing their top stars.
Who can you're talking about putting people over, right? Hendry got thrown out of that battle royal right away. You figure out a way to get a big star to that. The same way NXT figured out. They figured out, how can we get Joe Hendry over here, and we're not going to put him over on anybody. Oh, we're going to put him in a match of 25 people, and they're just going to throw him out the ring. Okay, they figured it out. You figure it out. You write something that makes it happen. Like, I get it. Like, it's not easy to do. And yeah, we can't send anybody over there to just, be pinned, even though they're the champ. Like Oba versus Moose. Like, okay, Oba can never lose right now because he's never lost. So he's not going to lose to their champ. So how are we going to figure that out? You figure it out, though. You figure out a way to do it.
They had an opportunity tonight to figure it out, honestly, because with all the stars that have been sent to TNA right now, the biggest star that has actually shown up there is Dempsey, because he is the son of William Regal. However, you had an opportunity tonight to send him over, was Wesley. Wesley would have been the biggest star they sent over because of the Rascals, and they didn't do it.
Example.
And they didn't.
Why does Wesley not be there? Can Wesley not lose? Who cares? He's been losing the whole year. Who cares? Like, let him lose again or win. It doesn't matter. But why isn't he there in the first place? And also, Gonzo brought up Roxanne specifically about people outside of the company. She did a promo about everyone. What were the names she brought up in her last promo where she was talking about?
She brought up she brought up that she wanted to be she wanted to ruin Charlotte's record. She wanted to Bailey. She wanted to do
but there were some other names. There were some names she said. I can't remember the names.
I think I'd make the notes, but yeah, she referenced a lot of like NXT history title holders.
I forgot, and I thought there was like some newer names she was bringing up. Anyways, she could have brought up Jordan right there and been like, I'm bigger than Jordan. I'm bigger than. I get what you're saying. It implies a match in the future, but hey, screw it. You guys have a relationship. Let her say promos about whoever she wants. If there's a forbidden door that's open, let her say a name. It doesn't have to be Jordan either. It could be one of their other stars over there, but she should be like, that's an opportunity there that they don't take. Like, and that's just talking. We're not even talking about, oh, you put them over, or don't lose, or get pinned, or don't get pinned. We're just talking about who's the best. CM Punk calls out people from all over the world, all of the companies, all the time, whether there's a door or not. And the AEW calls out people all the time. They have no relationship with WWE. They'll say, MJF says he's better than everybody every day. I mean, it's just the way you can do things and make it even. And WWE's not even trying. That's the problem.
I agree. So unless anybody else has anything to say on beating up the machine, no. All right. So Derek the Guy will highlight his one comment. It says, would have been more beneficial to TNA if Booker T came over to commentate than some of those no-name stars to wrestle. Damn.
You know what was funny?
Damn.
During that Lola Vice match, she started dancing and Booker T got all excited. And what's his name was like, hey, doesn't your wife watch this?
Charmel.
He's like, isn't Charmel watching this right now, bro?
All right. That's funny. All right, guys. Well, that was a great episode. So we're going to go to our final segment. We have the final thoughts. Before we get into Angel's final thoughts, we all know what that's about. Gonzo, do you have any final thoughts on anything you want to talk about? It doesn't have to be a subject that we talked about tonight. It could be anything that you want to talk about. That's wrestling related. I do not care about Star Wars. So,
what makes you think I was going to bring up that trash again?
don't know, because you insist on talking about trash. All right, final thoughts.
Oh Lord. Well, I'm actually excited to hear more about the speed division, so I'm going to pass this over to AOK
Oh
right
my
now.
God.
This is what I've been
Alright.
waiting for all night.
I just want to point out that Angel doesn't get a true final thought. It's literally just a speed segment for him. Like that's just what it is.
Well, usually I try to get my actual final thoughts in through our show somewhere in the middle. But do you want to
I'll
give a
give
final thought, Mark? You want me to go?
Well, you could go. I'll give you two final thoughts since if you have to. Otherwise, we'll talk about the
I
speed. But
don't.
go
Oh,
on.
you know, I do
Go ahead.
have. Okay, I do have one. So let me do speed first, and then I do my one final thought, and then I'll
All right, go
pass it
ahead.
back to you.
Go ahead.
All right, speed. First off, I don't understand why it's such a small roster at this point for speed. There's only 2 matches to see who faces a semifinal, to see who faces Andrade. It's basically 4 wrestlers get to compete.
So,
I don't
real quick, I don't watch Speed at all. So, you said it's a
Right.
small quote unquote roster. Is it the same
Right.
4 people competing for Andrade?
It's not the same 4 people. So
Okay.
it's
not really a
different. It seems
small
to be like
roster. It's just a small bracket.
it's a small bracket, which I don't get why they don't have the same people compete still, like from previous brackets. Like if they lost, okay, just throw them back in there again, have them face other people. Like why isn't what's his name from Alpha Academy, small guy.
Oh,
I can't
Tozawa.
remember his name.
Tozawa.
Tozawa, thank you. Why isn't Tozawa facing these guys? Like, there's all these guys on the roster that don't even wrestle. This is their moment. Like, okay, he lost his speed match. Let him face another guy. See if he can move on. Maybe win one match and then lose in the second round. Whatever. Anyways, I think it's too small. I think they could go on for weeks because when it's this small, they have one match per week. So there's a match last week. There's a match this week. And then the winners of these 2 matches face next week, right? Think about that for a second. One match last week, one match this week, and the winners face each other next week to see who faces Andrade. Okay, so it's a 3-week bracket.
So who won the past couple weeks since you're updating us on the speed division?
So the match last week was Baron Corbin versus the big dude from the Street Profits. What's his name?
Angelo Dawkins.
Dawkins, thank you. They had a really good match because they're big dudes. Corbin ends up winning that. Today was Ilya Dragunov, or yesterday, excuse me.
Whoa. Dragunov is in the speed?
Yeah.
Oh, his career's
done. I told
done.
you it's some news.
He's done. He's done.
His career's done.
They don't know what to do with him. It's a wrap.
Wait, can I finish, dude? Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead. Go.
Give me a second. Okay, this is why I'm saying the roster. I don't get some of the moves WWE's doing because if you're gonna throw Ilya Dragunov, guess who he faced though? You guys haven't even let me see who he faced yet because it's not Tozawa. Okay, he faced Mello. Okay, it was Carmelo versus Ilya, a rematch from NXT. Okay, yes.
No freaking way, bro.
Yes, yeah.
They have no idea what they're doing, bro. They have no idea.
And I guarantee you Dragunov lost, so.
Okay. No, this is the best part. You guys are not even. It gets better. Trust me. Okay. So the rules of speed, in case you guys forgot. Okay, the championship.
Oh, it ends in a draw, doesn't it?
The regular matches are 3 minutes. This match, which Mello and Ilya actually did very well. There was a lot of suplexes by Ilya. Mello was doing his high flying stuff, his spinneroonie, Hurricanrana stuff and all that. And they did pretty good. It was a fun match. They can wrestle, both of them. We know that. You guys know that. If you watch it, you'll see what I'm talking about. It ends in a draw. Both men are eliminated, which means Corbin gets the automatic title shot next week.
Yeah.
So this is a 3-week total bracket. Last week, this week, title match next week to see who's the champ between Corbin and Andrade. So Ilya and Mello had a great match for 3 minutes. They spent every second of it. And they were both pissed off when the time ran out and they were yelling at the referee. And they had to bring out other referees because they were so mad at the time limit.
So you had a first round draft pick in the bullshit WWE draft, a 4th round quote unquote steal, a sleeper pick in Ilya Dragunov, who just competed for the Intercontinental Championship
and was NXT champ.
And both of them were NXT champions.
Well, yeah, they both were. Sorry.
Now in the speed division that nobody watches.
and they tied, so they got eliminated. So they both took an L draw. A draw
and
L.
they tied.
Wow.
So then you have Corbin versus Andrade next week. Have fun with that.
Wow.
That's it. Oh, and then did you guys have
there's-
anything else to say about that?
There's
That's it,
more.
about
Sorry.
Speed.
Just
that's it
wow.
about Speed.
Just wow. I hope when I clip this, I hope it goes viral because I'm about to shit and tag everyone I possibly can in WWE. But go on. Go on with your other final thought.
Real quick to end Speed. Where's been Andrade? He doesn't exist. And
He did a backstage promo without his belt. Remember when he said Carmelo's next?
Right.
Remember?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Without his belt.
Without his belt. But
that they both
Carmelo
are
was in the
competing for.
tournament for that belt, which they both could have done promos for the belt on Raw or on SmackDown, wait,
SmackDown.
is Carmelo on SmackDown? Yeah.
Yes.
They're both on SmackDown. They could have both made promos with the belt, talking about the belt, blah blah blah. No belt involved. He just comes. He comes with a recording, sitting in the seats.
It's really more crazy to me. Once again, I do not watch the shit division, but it's really crazy to me now because Andrade and Melo had this backstage little interview promo where it ended with Andrade saying Melo's next. So you would think that Melo should have gone over on Ilya to push this feud because now Melo would be next, right? If he beats Baron Corbin next week.
Why can't they promote this at least?
This is nuts.
Push him over and have a title match and show the title belt. It wasn't even a live promo. You did okay, fine. You don't want the belt there live in the ring, fine. The backstage promo or the recorded promo. Why couldn't you have the belt at that point? I don't get it.
Wow,
it just makes no sense. What's the point of it? You're making it worse every week. Every week it's getting worse.
To quote Farouk. Damn.
God.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna move on from Speed real quick because I just gotta say this final thought. Duke versus Oba match, I thought was really good. It was a really good match. There was no interference by Chase U, which was surprising.
Phenomenal match.
But Duke did really well.
Second best match of the night.
I thought he was gonna lose about 2 or 3 times during the match. I'm like, oh shit, Oba's gonna finally lose. Like I thought Duke was getting that belt almost till the end. But yeah, I just wanted to say Duke had a great match against Oba.
Yes. First of all, NXT as a whole this past week was great, with the exception of Tatum.
It was better than Raw. It was the show overall was better than Raw.
And that match, Duke versus Oba, was the second best match of the night to the Rascals versus Gallus.
The Rascals.
My final thought is very quick, and unfortunately, I'm going to keep it negative, but yet positive at the same time.
Tag team division?
Both. So I just want to point out that DIY and All Ego Ethan Page have half the amount of title defenses as their predecessors. Just put that into perspective. So, all right, guys.
Belts for how long? Like a week and a half?
Yep. They already have half the amount of title defenses as their predecessors. So there we go. Once again, guys, that will wrap up Smacktalk Wrestling Podcast episode 23. Before we go, though, Gonzo, why don't you tell everyone where they could find you and what you got going on, if anything, besides trolling?
Oh, no, dude. That's all I do is I live, breathe, and I troll. I mean, you know this now. You've known me for, going on 25 years? So that's all I know. That's what my life is these days. As far as where you can find me, it's going to be on Instagram. It's going to be on YouTube, TikTok. It'll be the Raising_ personality. And then as far as X goes, it's going to be my other name, which will be David_MA_LCPC. For those of you who don't know what those letters mean, I am a master's level certified counselor here in the state of Illinois. So I do help people that are struggling with behavioral health and addiction complications. I do individual, family, couples. There's also some educations that I've provided other working professionals outside of the field as well. And so a lot of my days are, again, Monday through Friday, working in hospital/office settings, again, just constantly working with people. So that's what I do when I'm not on the airwaves with these guys trying to troll nonstop, trying to get all my words out as I can. But that's usually what it's going on with me.
All right. Angel.
Oh, wow. I'm not as cool as Gonzo. I just play video games. But you can
He's the best at it, though.
He's
You can find
downplaying
me on
it.
Twitch and Kick at AOK Gaming, A_OK Gaming, excuse me, at A_OK Gaming. And I've been playing college football 25, so catch me on there when you want to. It's been fun.
All right, cool. And you guys know where you could find me, pro_wrestling_Kingpin, all social media except Facebook. I'm really active on X or Twitters, whatever the hell you want to call it, during PLEs. So make sure you come follow all of us. Follow your boy AOK over here. You can see him breaking controllers when he can't intercept a pass as a cornerback in college football. But he's really fun to watch. So give my man a follow. And for me, I am actually off this weekend. I am going live tomorrow night. If you guys want to join me, I will be cracking open some WWE 2023 select wrestling cards. Also, some NXT 2.0 wrestling cards, looking for some more Braun Breakers, Carmelo Hayes. And on the baseball side, I will be opening Topps Chrome 2024. So join me tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Central Standard Time, YouTube and Twitch, and we'll be cracking open all 3 of those boxes.
Wait, what time again? Can you repeat the time?
10 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'll be going live on YouTube and Twitch, pro_wrestling_Kingpin. Once again, Topps Chrome 2024, NXT 2.0, looking for Braun Breakers, Carmelo Hayes, and we're opening WWE Select 2023 from Panini Prism.
No Izzy Dames, dude? You don't want no Izzy Dame cards?
No Izzy Dames. No Izzy Dame.
Jesus.
No Izzy Dame.
She's like this freaking. She's like
oh my God, he is awful at. Oh my God, cook him. He is awful at cornerback. Once again, go watch my boy. Go watch my boy and go follow Derek, the guy. He's also a great Twitch guy. But I gotta stay true to my boy AOK. He's the GOAT. You could be, a co-GOAT. You could have the World Heavyweight Championship, Derek. He'll have the Universal.
The B title, as Roman calls it.
But they're both good. But again, thank you for joining us on another episode of the Smacktalk Wrestling Podcast, and join us next week. Wednesday, not Thursday, Central Standard Time, 9:30, live on Twitch and YouTube. And just remember, acknowledge your tribal chief.
Is not as good as Jacob Fatu already.
Acknowledge your tribal chief. See you next week. Holla at your boys.
Tribal chief is coming